in the top right-hand corner, ESL Open Cup Korea, number 222, the finals. Our red Zerg in the top right is going to be from Talon eSports. This is Dark, newfound father, as he announced the birth of his child a couple days ago. Congratulations, Dark. Still found time to be here in the ESL Open Cup Korea. He's got a kid to pay for now. There's no slacking. Got to work harder than before even. As in the bottom left, our blue Terran player is going to be GuMiho. Game number 1 of this best of 5. And we're proxy raxing out over on the far right side of the map. So we're already set in our ways of what is going to be the start of this. And this is Dark's map pick, so maybe no surprise to see GuMiho opening with the proxy racks in that regard. And see what he can do with it. Let's see if he can make it good enough to be interesting, to make something happen. As we get this all set and ready to rumble. Well, it's not a bad start for Dark. He gets to see this straight away. He even sends one drone over. Just the one. He knows it's probably too late to do too much chaos causing, but just the one lets you come and nibble a little bit, keep a track on things. And he just sees where the SCVs are, which is a factor. A couple of SCVs move across the marine coming over, and the bunker getting settled down as well. Just for the moment. Get all of that underway, so it gets settled in. Drone's gonna pull, bunker will get set down. Let's just see the massive drone pull basically wants to stop these bunkers getting up. This low ground bunker is actually a pretty big deal as well, because having somewhere to just sit, and now these drones are on the wrong side of the bunker. Oh god. I mean, they can try and stop other marines coming across, but this is bad. Dark is not currently mining at all. You know, like he's building 5 drones. He's not mining. He goes back. He'll have the gold minerals to mine off of. A bit of chaos on the other side of the map is dealt with, and this is pretty bad. No, 4 lings continue across the map, but there's a full wall off now. I think this is over, guys. I don't think Dark recovers from this. He's sending his drones across the map too. I think he realizes he kind of messed this up. He couldn't let this bunker get filled. I mean, this doesn't even seem like the worst bunker in the world, but the problem is... Oh. Hello. Hello? Oh no, the Marines showed up. No! The master plan. Okay. Credit to Dark for thinking of an idea, the way to make this happen. It wasn't quite enough. He was close, man. He was a couple of mineral patch mines away. Marines are going to finish off that Overlord here as well. Another kick in the teeth for Dark, who still just has this bunker. And like I say, it's just annoying because now these drones can't get back to mining. Maybe if they... Yeah, well, now they've got minerals on them, they actually can't mine from here either. There's not really a good solution right now. We're actually still whacking Marines out of these barracks as well, so that's not getting any better for you here as Dark. And GuMiho's again his CC and his refineries up back at home. Actually, okay, so we mined out from this side, and that lets the drones run in, but this also lets the Marines run up to the high ground. We do not have link speed because the mining situation for Dark has been miserable, to say the least. As we gather everything together, honestly, with extra Marines having been built, because we never backed away from this, I don't hate the idea. It's still slow lings, however, we did see more lings being built, so if this was a round of drones, maybe this would have had more hope. It may still have a lot of hope. These Marines are putting work in. The SCVs tanking for a long time helps, obviously. As one Queen does have a transfusion. Okay, transfuse. The ling's still going down. This might just be a unit trade out. Okay, some drones have to pull, but yeah, if this is just a unit trade out, honestly, pretty decent for Dark. Marines getting chased away, getting pushed back. We do have, again, a few more drones coming up. The Queen coming about. Factory on its way down from GuMiho as well. And that ling speed going to build in the main base also. Double factory at home from GuMiho. Okay. Just to play something funky behind this as well. Going to play a bit of mech, it would seem. As that Overlord's dead, right? It's going to go down. Can't save that one in time. Rest of the Marines coming back over. Let's do have the Ling speed, couple queens, the overlords are coming up, factories are still coming through. Things move up that ramp, but nothing gained, and the rest of these queens still gathering back together now also. Things I chased about, a couple of queens, gonna whack away on this Rax, which obviously just goes into Scout. Dog is actually gonna salvage this into a fairly playable position. Honestly, like, I wouldn't have thought it was so bad if he didn't have all those drones locked out, and then they ran across the map, and then they didn't do anything, but apparently we are looking reasonable here as our queen's gonna go and shoot that Rax down. Queen's gonna show up as well, though, and again, the issue still for me is the fact that these Lings have no Ling speed, so that's where GuMiho potentially has problems. Gonna be seeing our Marines firing at the hatchery, so hatchery taking shots. Will get cancelled here. The Queen's still trying to make their way around. The other few Lings coming about as well. Plus one vehicle weapons and plating coming through. A couple Cyclones just got completed. A lot of Lings going over to the left-hand side, some from the right as well. So it's going to run across and just going to go jump onto these Marines, and there's going to be a cleanup, so at least that Ling speed kicks in to clean the Marines out. Avon Dangerous gives us the fresh subscription. Thank you very much. And the Lings now continue to back away here as we retreat on home. Well, again, Blue Flame's coming up. We're fully meching this. That's why the Rotron's going to be nice to see. Third hatchery finally online. Fourth base dropping onto the gold as Dog tries to play the recovery game. Definitely just doing what he can to reset himself in his position in this opening map of the best of 5. And just game 1, best of 5. It's been wild already. The series kind of promising to show us a bit of the crazies. Yeah, I'm all about that. There's a couple Cyclones coming through, a couple Lings getting picked off, the Lings still coming over. Cyclones will get shot at once again. Just have these Hellions going to come across, and a couple of those drones going down once more. That's going to be 3 workers killed. Coming over, going to get a few more killed. And 9 drones is obviously pretty serious. 10 drones. That works. Blue Flame Hellions hitting before there's enough defense up and running. Tankle Siege, couple Cyclones chilling, 1-1 vehicle weapons and plating coming out. The tech labs and the reactor continue to come through. And still got our 1-1 coming about. The drones and a few roaches coming in as well. Extractor's still building, roach speed is producing. How did Dog catch up so fast? I think it's because GuMiho kept building Marines and he went for that attack in the natural. I know this is a couple minutes ago, the question, but especially with the stream delay. But because you go back to the natural, because you lose all those Marines that you build instead of just waiting it out, and because Dog didn't lose any drones during that attack, I think that was a pretty big factor, actually. Nice network coming up, infestation pick coming by. We're obviously going to have ourselves the full 1-1 roach play ready to go against this mech setup from GuMiho. GuMiho moving out of the third base. He's just going to move across out to the front as well. Just going to be seeing the burrow coming by. The roach is still building. As the knight is coming up on the high ground. As we get swarm hosts continuing to produce by. We got swarm hosts coming up. Those roaches are going to come forward. This barracks is still overhead. All those cyclones just going to get chased away. And the swarm hosts definitely can provide some of those trades and efficiencies that you need against mech, but it is definitely something you then need to be successful with. If you build these swarm hosts and they don't do anything, you can really just die to a big push after that, so... Cyclones lock on again. The rest of these roaches trying to come back through. We are going to be having ourselves the hive coming up. Swarm hosts all in the way. Two missiles and carapace upgrades building by as well. So again, we get all of that building for the moment. So going to see these locusts dropping down. It's going to be a couple missile turrets already being shot at. Cyclones firing. Locusts dying. Roaches fall back out into the center, as you just see the... Again, Hurricane Engines is that upgrade, by the way, in case you haven't seen it since the patch. No longer called Hurricane Thrusters, new animation as well. Just Hurricane Engines coming through here as these roaches looking to try and get a bit of a dive onto these Cyclones. Siege Tank goes down on the Watchtower. Well, this one was going to launch up on the bottom right, going to join up with the Roach Ravager Ling that's moving through. Well, this base looks like it's in a lot of trouble as the SCVs kind of got backed up by the corrosive bowels. They couldn't really run away easily. Well, Cyclones get down to the bottom. We're just going to finish off this Nidus network. Ultra Cavern coming through. The Baneling Nest is coming up. Roaches are producing in. Army gathering still in the center of this as our Cyclones continue to come. And Ultra Cavern coming through. The Adrenal Glands coming up. It's going to be seeing his Swarm Host popping some Locusts. Just going to jump back in. What are they going to go for? Maybe Factories? It's going to drop a few towards the Cyclones because actually friendly fire is going to be a big deal. Okay, actually found a tank over here and will be close to SCVs, although not target fire on SCVs. Probably could have had a couple, but not the end of the world. As Dog continues to just scrap with this mech army, just keep it busy while he sets all the other tech up, getting into the Ultra Cavern. The Spider's on the way now as well, so he gives himself a lot of options for the follow-up here, essentially. That's what we're on the way to right now, is a couple more Ravagers pop. We'll see these few Hellions and Cyclones coming back around. The Cyclone's going to get a lock-on onto the Nidus network. Siege Tanks and Cyclones still building up here as our Cyclones come locking on again. Lots of Roach Ravagers still getting knocked away at. We'll be seeing the Roach Ravager actually trading very well because the rest of the tanks are just out of reach. Corrosive Bowels, the one tank that is in reach of anything here. Now the Roach Ravager, though, is taking a few more shots. Damage being done. Corrosive Bowels coming through. A couple tanks of sieging. It's 11 more Cyclones currently being built. As our 3-3 vehicle weapons and plating continue through as well. Locust all dropping down, a bunch of SCVs will be falling. Again, just making use of those swarm hosts any way you can. Make as much of this as possible. Minus plane coming up, +2 melee, +3 carapace, +3 missiles. Really all the upgrades from Dark, as again you can really just kind of pick and choose his tools. Try and dismantle this meching army. Engage in with the Locust as the lead, remember. That's going to absorb some of these initial tank shots if you do want to come in with everything else, although it doesn't look as though that's going to happen. Drop down. That's 2 dead siege tanks. I mean, I think that's a big win. Big factor is the Cyclones and Halberd still in the center. The Ravager's going to stand here. Those are good battles, no? How do you split away from those? There's not more Ravagers, otherwise that could have been great. As GuMiho gets a little bit of a push going, able to press forwards. Dark is expanding down the right side, set up on the left. He's going to go running through. He's going to jump onto a siege tank. And these SCVs continue to drop down. At the same time, we lose the gold base. That's obviously been here for a while now, so that gold finally gotten rid of. Cyclones fall back again. Just want to see a few corrosive files dropping into the Hellbats, dropping into the Cyclones. These Locusts are still just pressing on forwards, and these begin to drop down, but obviously not really too much effect. The Cyclones clean them up quickly. Dog's getting the Ultras out, like I say, kind of working his way into that better and stronger army here. Now, Ultras on creep could actually be a big deal. Now, GuMiho sees it. Obviously, at the same time, I guess Cyclones can kite back, but they can't kite back if the tanks are going to block them. Can these Ultras survive long enough? As we move through, there's a couple transfusions available, but Dog doesn't drop them. Finally drops some. This army of GuMiho is absolutely going to be a challenge here. Cyclone's still moving about. Loca's going to get pushed back once again. Army on the top left is going to deny their space, and it feels like a challenge for Dog to get an expansion up at the moment. As those Ultras go down the right, he's going to counterattack. Yeah, I mean, obviously even just catching reinforcements might be effective with these Ultras because reinforcements aren't always in good enough numbers to deal with an Ultra pack. Although it's actually looking pretty reasonable for the moment, I think, back there as we do start to push back. A few Cyclones came back as well. Cyclones can obviously kite Ultras too, which is beautiful, although they don't get rid of them quickly. And these Ultras actually do continue to chomp. The Cyclones are actually getting a little bit more dismantled than I thought. GuMiho does not have money to rebuild with, and it is going to be Dark, who is going to have so many Ultras and just not being stopped. Someone's going to drop their Locust off and help. Again, just the Cyclones taking way too long to actually deal damage to these Ultras seem to be the problem. And as Ultras just keep running through, a couple Locusts joining the fray. I mean, we might finally lose out on these Ultras as the choke point on the planetary becomes a little bit too much, but my goodness, what a crazy little turnaround fight that was, because at first it didn't seem like it was going to get the job done. Eventually it became way too much. Both Thors coming out, the Hellions as well. Cyclones will lock on one more time as the Ultra burrows. The Ultra still just chasing. The Lings coming through as well. Those Lings really do just go all the way across as we just go. Oh my goodness. Onto all of these Cyclones. Now Cyclones clean up. We got Ultras coming from every angle. Any swipe they get is big damage as it adds up, and we get close to knocking down a Cyclone every single time. And Thor on the left-hand side gets caught as well, so that's also going to be a little bit of a factor. We're going to be seeing the Swarmers popping up here. There's not really tanks or anything anymore, so these Locusts dropping onto a Thor going to be effective. High damage output. Locust going to be enough from Dark. He's going to win it out. GG's. Dark takes game one of this best of 5 final. On site Delta in the top left, and up a game will be our red Zerg player from Talon. This is Dark. And in the bottom right, our blue Terran player is GuMiho. Proxy Rex that worked but didn't, and set us off into a long game nonetheless in the end anyways. Madness. Alright, so game number 2. On side Delta, and we see, or look to see what the plan may be, what is going to go down here. Hatcher drops onto the natural. Mention the gas coming up. Spawning pool will be on the way shortly. There it is. Spawning pool starts. So yeah, hatch gas pool coming in. A couple of drones coming about. Just seeing that barrack still building from GuMiho as well. Well, CC starts again. Everything looks pretty cozy for the moment. Nothing too crazy in the first couple of moments. Let's just have ourselves the half factory coming up. Reaper on the way. And a couple of drones going to move down to the low ground. Spawning pool is going to be finishing as well. Let's just have ourselves a couple of queens, couple lings, everything you expect early on site Delta. I am not expecting GuMiho to play mech again. I think it's just going to come and My Bow Reaper is going to take a couple of nibbles. Reaper coming about, a few drones in the hatch continue to come up. And get this going. For the early stages. Again, a couple of drones, couple of queens, all continuing by. Our Hellions are building. Everything is kind of as we expected it to be for Game 2 of this finals at the moment. So far, so good. Let's have ourselves the Starport going to swap on over to the Tech Lab. And that's going to be a Banshee on the way out as a couple more Hellions continue into play. And continue to get that on the go. Yeah, Dragon. 99-month resub, 2 months shy of an introductory class. Subscribing to Wardy 101. First, you take your money. Second, you press subscribe. Third, go on eSports Hero. Hellions believe they've got a dive by here, and they definitely do, but first Hellion down, we're one Hellion shy of getting rid of one-shot potential, which is kind of where you want to get to as Dark. There's going to be a third Hellion dropping. 4 drones are being killed so far. That can't be that. As our Hellion continues through, a couple of those Lings getting picked off. And still just seeing a few more Roaches coming about. Banshee and Hellions coming in, the Cloaking coming in. CC on the way up. 7 extra Roaches are getting produced as our third CC just gets put into place as well. So those extra Roaches still all coming around. A couple of Overlords still building up. Spore Crawlers will be on the way in from Dark here as well. So we continue to get those Spores out. Add those on. Banshee shows up. Cloaks immediately, and already a couple of drones will start to drop. So a bit of damage there. Hellions and the Reaper continue over. Just going to be seeing 4 drones. Being picked 5 drones, 6 drones. I mean, this Banshee is the problem. No detection right now, and that's a lot of damage dealt. So Dark does eat a whole bunch of damage. It's going to be seeing the Roach is going to go across the map. Dark will love to get some damage done here, and that is going to keep the other Banshee at home. This Banshee now, GuMiho not watching, so yes, we did some damage, but how much damage are we going to take? As we see the SCVs getting popped, and yeah, we're going to undo all the damage that was done on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and say this is a big win for Dark in the end, because he gets more damage dealt. He forces the other Banshee to be back. He's already killed 1 Banshee. Here's the armory, by the way. We are going to see some meching action again here from GuMiho. I'm a little surprised, honestly. I did not expect him to mech a second time. Kind of felt like he was going to go and play the bio this time, because it's not unlike GuMiho to play the bio. But yeah, double armory is up. We're setting up for that already. And that means we kind of see where we are going right now. Is again, the Roach speed continues to come on up. Got that Roach speed on the way. Bringing that through for the moment. Hey, what's up, Slowly? How you doing? 69-month resub. Nice. Always the meme. Thanks so much for the 69. Only 30 more to catch up to Ravi. I'm sure you'll catch him. Just keep trying. Surely. Also do have Spire. He's over halfway done here from Dark. And, yep, again, a Spire against someone going for the Banshee speed is never a bad thing, so kind of like that. Let's see how drone comes back across. Banshees firing, drones will be taking some shots. We are going to see these Banshees trying to get the queens here. First mutas are on the way out. We're only building 3 of them though. Okay, now 5, so it's just a matter of getting enough money to afford it all. Couple more factories coming through. The refineries are still building. +1 missiles, carapace on the way up. Mutas and drones all building through as well. And infestation pit still coming online. Couple more factories building. Missile upgrade, carapace upgrade, all continuing to build through. The mutas will gather on the right. 2, 3 SCVs, 4, 5 SCVs going down. Make it 6. G7 at the end as the mutas continue to fly through. Going to go after a few more SCVs here. That's now going to get up to 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 13. Oh, wow. Great damage off the Mutalist. Dark has so much money, by the way. What's he waiting on? He's got lava. I think he's just figuring out what it is he wants to build. He maybe wants to build a bunch of roaches and more of a few ravages and then go with this Nidus play. Doesn't really have much to play in the Nidus right yet. Mutas gather, and it's going to be seeing the Cyclones locking on. A couple of Mutas going to get chased out of there. Ellie and the Cyclones, Banshees all joining together right now. Let's just have our Swarm Hosts all continuing up. "13 Swarm Hosts being built for the moment." So we're going to go back to those Swarm Hosts. Maybe that's what obviously the money being saved was for. Obviously then the Niduses make sense as well, because we're going to Nidus the Swarm Hosts around the map to different places. So we're just going to get onto all of that. Not a terrible idea. This is going to fly through. It's going to jump on the refinery now. We got some of these locusts popping out and going to go cause some trouble. Nice gets killed. A few SCVs again picked away at. 13 workers going down currently. I mean, that's definitely not a bad start at all for the Swarm Host. Now Mutas are going to set up a Nidus on the left side as well. And we have the potential to obviously use these Mutas still as part of the harassing. This Nidus at least gets denied and the Swarm Host will not be able to pop out of it. So we're starting to make a little bit of progress there at least, right? Stopping these... just stopping these Nidus from popping up is obviously, again, a step in the right direction for GuMiho. Still has those Banshees, but obviously they're kind of dealt with by the Mutas as well in a way, so you've got to be careful with where you show the Banshees, because otherwise the Mutas can hop on them. And Roach gets back out to the middle. 7, 8 Cyclones still coming up. It's going to be seeing the Mutas knocking down another Nidus. SCVs pull away. We are going to see the Locusts dropping down, picking off a depot as we go. Going to push through. Roach going to come around the right-hand side. So what's going to be popping out? I mean, again, this is kind of the moment where it's like, can the Cyclones do well enough before Dark gets another answer, up in this game? So we've seen these Cyclones continue to pop so many of these Overlords. Actually, Dark going to be supply blocked, so rebuilding is going to be a problem. He's trying to get to Lings as well. The Banshees are currently chasing around here, there, and everywhere. So that's becoming a bit of a factor. Still gonna have the Roaches pushing these Cyclones back over the right. 6 drones going down, but all those Roaches go down more importantly, and GuMiho is making good progress here. Problem is, Dark is just rebuilding Roaches as well, so his army's not really getting any better as he loses out on the hatchery, and again, it just got to this mass of Cyclones that have just been kind of unstoppable. That's kind of what happened last game, but then the Ultras came out, and the Ultras dealt with it. Obviously, the Mutas here are not much fun for the against the Cyclones either. This is really just Cyclone kiting time. Banshee, Hellion, Cyclone all continuing through, still +3 vehicle weapons coming up as well. As you are going to see our Banshees getting to work. I'm going to see the Locust popping up. Dropping back down. Cyclone's going to get chased away. This is Dark just about hanging on in there, but it definitely feels as though GuMiho has got things in his favor. And the thing is, I don't think Dark on any sort of, well, I guess Infestus could be kind of cute. Because if you fungal these Cyclones, they can't kite back anymore. You can guarantee the kills, but I just don't know if the Roach count is good enough. Means the Roach is going to get met by Banshees also, just to knock down as many as we can. That's a nice fungal. That's actually a perfect fungal. Problem is, I don't even know if it's going to be good enough. The Roaches do get to close the distance. They will get a surround on those Cyclones, so it will be something. But like I say, is it good enough? The rest of the Banshees continue to come through. Let's see our Locusts pop up. Cyclones getting chased. Roaches and Hydras continue to come around. Burrow continues to come in as well. Infestus sitting out in the center. Just gonna see our Cyclones popping through. Gonna get rid of a couple creep teamers. Infestus, Roach continue to come about. A couple more drones coming about as well. Still got Cyclones over to the right. Just gonna grab one of those Roaches, looking for another. Just continue to chase up to the top side. All those creep tumors getting picked away at. Well, as series go down, we're not going to get ourselves a lock on the Swarm Host. It's going to be seeing Infestus getting grabbed by the Banshees. A couple of Infestus getting knocked. We're going to see Hellion Banshee continue to chase up to the top. Cyclones continue to knock on. I mean, again, this just does not feel as though Dog ever has enough to fight with at this stage. And so we are going to be able to push all the way back. Cyclones still locking on. Roach is getting knocked down. Banshees are firing. Corruptor overhead. A lot of SCVs go down the other side of the map as Dark counterattacks, but he still needs to fight this army, and he's not shown us the ability to do that yet. Until he shows us the ability to fight this army, I just do not see this being a success story in the slightest. GG's, and GuMiho takes it 1-1. Left-hand corner, it is going to be our red Zerg player here. This is Dark. And it's like I say, we get ourselves tied up 1-1 because GuMiho's mech kind of made it work. Alright then, game number 3. Let me see where we go. To see whether GuMiho's going to play away from the mech at all, or if he's just going to keep it going. Figure that out real soon. We'll see, like I say, kind of expected him to not mech a second time already, but he showed us why it can work. Well, we'll just take a couple moments, chill out early. It is a fairly standard opener. There is that in-base gold, like I say. It's not in-base, it's like... I mean, it's like a back base. What do we call this? An indoor natural? But yeah, that's a gold base. It does point outwards, though, so it's not the safest goal to take, but both players are going to go for it early. Dark and GuMiho both investing into that gold without too much of a second thought. See what both players do to try and deny that gold mining, because it is a very possible gold mining denial position, right? So we will see. If it comes around, it's going to be moving about, trying to jump onto those couple of lings. If it gets the clean up, that's going to be that for the moment. We'll see our CC still coming about. Ripper jumps onto the hatchery. And again, a couple queens and a few drones continue to come around as well, so we get all of that on the go. Again, reactor, orbital, command center coming up. The SCV is on the way as well. We'll see a little grenade going down. Drone's going to get buffed about. Being still just chilling. Rotron is still building, a few extra drones on the way. Extractor's building from Dark, a couple of creep tumors as well. Rotron's halfway done, a couple of extractors are still building up. This Reaper going to get to the corner, he's going to fire away at the drones. I like that, that's a cute position. Queen couldn't reach it. It only really hit the one drone on the edge, but that was good enough for a kill. And now we get in with a couple Hellions and we get the second drone kill. Of course, it is typically going to be the Terran that's the first to be able to deny that gold mine. And you see the Rotron from Dark. And expect those roaches to sit on the other side of that mineral line and to try and block some of those gold-based gold mining SCVs as well. Well, engineering bay is still coming up. The barracks is still continuing in. Roaches, queen gonna come about. Grenade goes down, just gonna block the queen backwards. Still got Stim not far from finishing here. A couple more barracks continue through. Aliens and the Reaper are gonna be there to push the roaches back as well. Just gonna be there to again go back and forth. Yeah, I mean, even just denying this gold-based mine, you don't even have to kill SCVs, right? Just denying it mining is a big deal. A few roaches pressure the front. And this is very simply a very typical Dark play, right? We light pressure here, we light pressure there, and we just kind of go from that point on. Very cool. As we have a few Marines gathering up, they're going to stim in. Going to go after a roach straight away. Just going to grab one roach, looking for a second. More roaches coming about. The Evo chambers are building up. The lag continues through. We got ourselves 1-1 upgrades and combat shields all building. As the Italians and the Reaper make their way towards this gold mineral line, we're just going to grab ourselves a couple of these drones as well. That's a couple kills immediately. Italians and the Reaper continue to come about again. 1-1 combat shields. Just going to come around. Again, +1 missiles and roach speed continue to come through. Just going to continue playing this roach style, of course. The bio from GuMiho not meching it up. Switching it around for this third game now, looking to see who will take the lead of the best of 5. Drones going down. A few Marines still continue over. Overlord will go down. I mean, that's nice. And again, getting a few drones is great. As, well, Dark just continues to try and play macro. I mean, he's getting into link speed. He's getting into burrow. He's dropping the infestation pit. He's making investments to the future. Just going to stem through. A couple creep teams go down. The gold mineral lines get pushed back. And we do have ourselves still just the 2-2 coming about. The reactors are on the way. Dropping now on this side of the minerals is obviously fun. The drones pull into fight, but that's going to be a lot of workers killed. As GuMiho finds himself 9 drones. Now, roaches on this side cannot really do much. They can deny the mineral line a little bit, but that's really about it. It's not a huge amount when you really stop to think about it. These Marines are still going over here, by the way. Dog is taking some serious damage. He's down to 47 workers. If GuMiho is set up defensively, Dog is in trouble. He's in a horrible position economically. And his army is... yeah, I mean, his army is quite simply larger. But I mean, how does his army come into play here if his opponent just sits defensively? Well, it doesn't. Again, he has denied the gold-based mining, though, so I guess the economy is not quite all about the just work accounts, but also the actual mining that's being done. You see that GuMiho had a bit of a better advantage and then lost it a little bit. Back out into the center. 2 upgrades are halfway done. Concussive shells are building. Medivacs coming through from GuMiho. Game settles here on Dynasty. We obviously have armies. Also, overall supply is pretty even. Generally, it's not a good sign for a Zerg playing roaches, though. Now, a couple of infestors could be a saving grace. A couple of good fungals can turn everything around, so absolutely watch and expect that to be something of a factor here. As this Bioforce continues to move through, the roaches and the rabbits continue to come about. Versatiles landing on a couple of those medivacs. Marines taking shots as well. Neural Parasite continue to come by again. 2-2 coming up. Few more roaches continue in. We just have our Infestor looking for the fungal. Misses completely because he was just kind of panicking, I think. Loses the Infestor as well. At least did kill a couple medevac. As this fungal is looking to be massive. GuMiho finally pops the stim. He eats a huge fungal. Throws of Vals do connect there. We push forward, but the tank's out of reach. I don't know if this is the fight for GuMiho pushing forward like this after eating the fungal damage. He's on 2-2 against 1-1. Those tanks here are still absolutely not in play at all just yet. Not looking pretty. Is it enough from GuMiho? It looks as though it might just be enough anyways. Continues to fight in. If you can knock down these Ravagers, obviously that's a big deal. Another nice fungal, though, might buy you some time. We are reinforcing across the map. Rallying from one side to the other here is GuMiho, as he looks to potentially take a 2-1 lead in this finals. Went 3-2 against Dark 2 weeks ago, looking to take a 2-1 lead today. And Dark sent a little bit of a counter attack across the other side of the map, but not really much getting over there for the moment. Is just see base here going down. Obviously, GuMiho can continue to advance this position if he'd like to. He's on his way to 3-3, which is big. This tank helps defend nicely against the low roach count that's there. I like the roar on those roaches at least. Maybe you can even wait with them until the minerals mine out. As well, this is something that you don't have an answer to currently is Dark. As we get out over into that position. Still got Infestors and Queens gathering up. Roach Ravager joins in. 3-3 is halfway done. Marines and Medivacs are producing. Continues to fight. Hatchery will be taking a few more shots. Tank goes down. The SCV's getting picked off by these Ravagers. 12 SCVs being killed currently. And he'll grab on an SCV. Rest of the Infestors moving about. Bio actually going to jump onto the Roach Ravager in the center. Fungal is going to be big. Now he got this Infestor with the siege tanks from the bottom side. GuMiho just continues to move around here. Looks as though the Fungals aren't going to be enough to contain him so far. Looks as though Dark truly is just in a real spot of bother. Couple more tanks sieging up. We got a continued pushback. Siege up one more time. Rest of the bio comes over. Queen will take some shots. Just going to be seeing this hatchery getting picked away at as well. Fungal growth goes down. Bio going to get grabbed in that fungal. Corrosive Vials They need help, but again, GuMiho just has better upgrades, more army supply, and he's pushing like he believes in it as well, and I don't blame him. Obviously, the quality of Dark's army is really just roaches, which isn't usually good enough. The roach counterattack looks like it may have some potential. If Dark can slow down this attack over here and minimize some of the losses, I'm not sure how that would work, but yeah, maybe there's some hope. I don't think there's a lot of hope, but hey, it's better than doing nothing, because I don't think he was going to win on this side of the map, and now it makes it chaotic enough that maybe GuMiho makes the mistakes. Obviously, every single time you see a tank sieging, it does not exactly look great for Dark, because it just becomes more and more of a contain. And you can see there as he attempts to come down to the low ground again and save this location, which is his last mining, really, because he's not mining from the gold right now. Then he's kind of just going to lose out on a lot. I mean, GuMiho had to lift off a bunch of his bases. He's also not really mining right now, to be fair. Just GuMiho already has more up and running. Both players denying mining means that GuMiho is still favored from before, and that's where GuMiho takes this 2-1 lead from. And now GuMiho is a map away from closing out today's ESL Open Cup Korea. And just to kind of show that he's the new king in town. Top left-hand side, looking to bring it back and to give us a Game 5 today. This is our Red Zerg player, Dark. In the bottom right, our blue Terran player, we have ourselves GuMiho. Oceanborn used to be pretty well liked by the Terrans. I guess this is still GuMiho's map pick in the series. See how this goes as it gets settled down and set on up. Oh, what are we on the Saber Cam today? Oh god. On how to press buttons apparently. Well, Rack's still setting up again. Command center coming down on the low ground. Hatch, gas, and spawning pool building from Dark already, so we get that on the way. More drones coming up as well. Those gases building from GuMiho going to get those up. Command center is going to be finishing very shortly as well. Oh. I'm kind of intrigued to see what GuMiho does. A couple Mac games, now a Bio game. I've seen success on both sides of the Terran coin in terms of what you play, Mac or Bio. This game obviously opening CC first, so mixing up his openers a little bit. He is right to do so. Doc does not do anything aggressive, so there's not going to be any hard punish on this immediately. There's the reactor coming through. Helene is on the way. Command center coming in as well. Starport building. Helene coming through. We'll get ourselves settled for a couple moments here in the early stages. Get all of that up and running. Factory lands onto a reactor. Get that one started up already, so get that on the way immediately. See how fuelings continue to move about. we just see the Queens coming around, a couple of armories coming up, refineries continue to build. We have ourselves the barracks going to move off of a tech lab and everything, so just moving across over there. Viking will grab an OV already. I'm just going to be seeing a couple armories coming through, the Hellions and a Banshee coming about as well. The Vikings still heading up to the top side of the map, so it's just going to be on a little bit of a journey and find whatever it can on the way. Double armory, and again, vehicle weapons and plating, so we're back to that mech and stuff. I guess Still Dark shows that he has actually a proper answer for the Cyclones earlier in the game. And keep on doing it, because so far, yeah, he hasn't had a proper answer to the Cyclones. He kind of just about dragged himself through in that first game and was able to get the Ultras out, which became an answer, but that's really a much more kind of later term thing. We saw in that game too how that was not necessarily going to be something you could rely on as an answer to it, because he was just nowhere close to getting Ultras out. Oh, factory's still coming through and getting a couple Hellions coming in, plus one vehicle weapons and plating coming online. Got our reactor building up from GuMiho as well as our Reaper and our Hellion. Gonna pick off that Zergling that was trying to run by, so just gonna deny the scout. He's already on his third CC location. And yeah, the Hellions might be a little bit of a tell. Looks as though the Rotron's gonna go down, so Dark is recognizing what he needs to prep for. We're gonna see double Thor. Do we have a starport? Yeah, we're gonna have a double Thor drop. This is a real old school TVT build. If you guys remember this, you probably remember way back when, but this was GuMiho's build. Double armory, double Thor drop. And then you have the Hellions to kind of make it one big, real push. Be fun to see what's going to happen there. Queen's coming about, and you see the Thors and the Medivacs and everything joining together. Having ourselves a couple of Thors, going to get jumped up into the Medivacs, going to bring those across, and we do see the push over to the other side now. Was a Rotron completed. There's no Roaches out yet, though, so that could actually be a little bit of a problem as these Thors go flying out to the upper left. That actually could be a pretty serious factor here as these Medivacs go flying. Hellbat's coming through. The Banshee, the Viking continue to come across as well. We will land that Viking as a couple creep teamers begin to drop. And here we go. These Banelings really need to finish up and come help out. Like I said, I kind of love these Thors in the back. They're going to do a lot of work. The Bane's getting used up. The Thors are still going untouched. We've got 15 Roaches on the way, but how much damage is done before those Roaches show up? Well, the Thors are kind of sat in the middle of nowhere right now, not really achieving much. All the drones off to that right-hand side. Would be nice to actually go and chase after them and do something about it. Again, keep these Thors together. I really feel like their success is going to, be reliant on kind of being joined up and firing at the same time, knocking down units quickly. We're starting to see the Thors potentially take some damage here. I mean, the HP on one of them is dropping. The Medivacs don't have HP, so if the Thors go down, they are going down. There's no evacuation available. 7 workers lost, a lot of mine time lost initially as well. So this is going to be the end of it, but not a bad opening attack. Just obviously you do lose everything as GuMiho. And now Dark is going to be more prepared with Roaches having been produced already. He shouldn't be as caught off guard by a second fight or anything, so it should be a bit of a factor as well as all of those depots drop on that left-hand side. Hurricane engines coming up, plus two vehicle weapons and plating coming through. Factories are still producing from GuMiho as well. Roaches fire, Hellions get shot around, Extractors are going to finish up as well. Everyone will begin to move out as we just have ourselves the Knights coming up. A few Roaches gather together. Orbital or CC is going to relocate slightly. Definitely feels good with GuMiho. Up in workers. Stormers are going to start popping, but I don't know, man. I feel as though those SCVs running across here is not ideal. And turn them around doesn't really get too punished for it. Yeah, let's see what the Swarm Hosts do. I mean, it's not an unmanageable situation, but it's definitely a way for Dog to start getting some damage done at least, and that's exactly what he's beginning to find. And a couple tanks, the few Hellions all joining up together right now. And these few Locusts going to pop up. Going to go in towards the Natural in the next couple of moments as well. So in they go. Nidus Network here gets taken out by the Thors and the Hellbats. We drop in with the Locusts. It's going to be seeing the Lings and the Roaches trying to run through, but the tank is in position. That will deal with that very easily as well. Nine more Cyclones coming out from GuMiho. That's a lot of clones. That's a lot of clones, actually. Maybe a big deal as we see the tanks still moving over. Cyclones and Hellions coming about. Roaches are going to come over as well. Hellions and tanks are going to get set up. What are we going to do? Well, the Roaches get a bit of a jump. The tanks start to target fire down the Roaches. Not having the Hellbats in front of the tanks there is painful because it loses you a bunch of them because of just the Lings. But this was not good enough from Dark. He loses a lot, and quite frankly right now, these Swarms are going to pop out, drop a few Locusts into Hellbats, which isn't exactly ideal. And that's going to be the end of those. This Nidus should get denied. If we get a little bit more damage on those Locusts, we can play the denial game. Okay, good fight from GuMiho, and he's actually going to start going across the map. He's feeling it. He knows his opponent's giving up a lot of units, so that means tech counts are going to be low, which means there's a potential to go across the map. Now, 12 Ravagers are morphing in, so that's something to think about. It looks as though GuMiho is going to think twice about it as he scans it up. Maybe just happy to take down some creep spread knowing his opponent's currently rebuilding. Take down some creep in that moment and then back off and look to kind of come back again a bit further down the line. Well, Roach Ravage is going to open up these rocks. Swarm Host on the right side as well. Tanks, Cyclones, Thors, Hellbats all joined up together. We do see these Locusts coming through. Juno Clans coming up, and Philipper Ignite is on the way, plus 3 vehicle weapons and plating coming by. Also, a couple more Cyclones also building. Next shot. Well, the Cyclone goes down. Juno Clans still coming up. And Ultra's coming through, plus 3 melee and missiles already coming through. Finish off a Nidus here. Just going to see these Roaches moving forward. Cyclone's getting some lock-ons. Again, just playing cleanup so far. It does feel pretty darn good for GuMiho right now. That gets caught. And she's going to finish off the Nidus network as, again, the defense is good. Dog at least maxing out. Getting some further upgrades on the go. A couple units rally the wrong way around from GuMiho as he just clicks back. A pathing issue there is going to be slightly costly. Stopwatch still coming up. Just going to see our CCs coming through. Cyclones as well. And Fusion Core is also on the way as our ship weapons. Our plus 3 vehicle plating coming by. Killing Roach, Ravager, Bane. Moving about. The Locust is going to start dropping in. A couple of tanks going to get knocked down. Fusion Core still building, our Starport's all coming up as GuMiho just very happy to accept the late game. Not going to try and press the issue just with these Cyclones. Oh, this is a bit of an awkward one. Corrosive Files do get an opportunity to drop there. The Cyclones didn't have anywhere to go. Tough to get up that ramp with the choke. Tough to get over the right side where the Biles are. Blocked from the left with the Lings. Praise a couple moments as now we see the Cyclones locking on. Hatchery taking some damage. The Armor Missile striking. We are going to be seeing Hellbat, Cyclone, Thor continue to push up. A couple of Hellbats there as well. Just going to be finishing off these couple of Queens. Morling is going to come back around to the bottom. He's going to jump onto a siege tank once again and just have ourselves Hyperflight Rotors coming through. Still the ship weapon, still the cloaking. All of that coming about. As you do have the Ling still nibbling away at a whole bunch of SCVs. Workers going down as just how I saw the first fire coming up. The drone's still coming through. Flying Cloud was good, and we do have Dr. Thor as well. Just going to drag that forwards. Another round of Locust, but I mean, the BCs are on the way. We do not have a good answer to battle cruisers right now, I think, is the problem for Dark. He's got a Spire on his way to a Great Spire, but he would actually need to build the Corruptors, and we're going for 4 BCs at once, which is obviously a pretty huge factor as well, as the Hellbats come through. The Cyclones and the Thor continue to press. Must have seen that Knight is going down. A couple of Queens getting picked. We are going to have our Vipers coming through. Got some Val's dropping. Hellbat takes out. And the Bandit's going to get shooting once again. The few Cyclones still coming over. I'm just going to be seeing the shots going through. Helly and Cyclone still joining together. Cyclone's pushing, Roaches get shoved back, Hatchery still up on the top side. And a few Corruptors coming back, Carapace coming up, Battle Cruiser, and +2 ship weapons all coming by as well. Tank's going to move about, still a couple CCs coming by, Battle Cruiser on the way. +2 ship weapons as well. BCs, like I say, going to come and show themselves and be very effective as these Swarm Hosts are going to get cleaned up. No Nidus to escape from just yet, so it's going to be pretty much the end of the Swarm Hosts as 11 Corruptors come through. I recognize in as Dark the need to deal with this air army. Corruptors, some anti-air is absolutely necessary at this stage. Some Cyclones, couple Cyclones get knocked down already. The rest of the Hellbats coming around that right side. The Battlecruiser on the left, obviously they have to get out of jail-free teleport, as that one does teleport after the yoink. Corruptors coming through, Roach Ravager coming through, Vipers as well. We are going to start seeing a bigger fight here, just breaking out in total. Obviously, this is a question of, can you be good enough on the ground? The Corruptors are chasing BCs, well, the Cyclones are then chasing the Corruptors as a response to that. A lot of these Corruptors start going down. Let's continue to move about as well, just seeing how more BCs, reinforcing Cyclones, all being built for the moment, so all of that's still coming through. Cyclone's still setting up, getting ready. I'm just going to try and push on forwards here. And to make some progress in. And the Cyclones will just kind of come through from afar. So just continue to fight. Just going to be seeing the Cyclones continue to get pushed back. BCs all coming through. I mean, there's just a ridiculous amount of BCs. Broodlords are just finished, but against this many BCs, they're going to get mad at all the Corruptors. Don't know if I love the Broodlords so much, and Dog is going to kind of realize that is not the play. GG's, and that is going to be GuMiho taking game number 4.